So, Sahanam Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gita. So we came to the third chapter of Gita. And that third chapter of Gita is all talking about karma yoga. One should also learn the attitude of a seeker. If an ordinary person listens to the second chapter, in the second chapter, the Master Krishna has emphasized that intellect, you should have a steady wisdom. So, means the intellect should constantly sit in the uh, real self, steady wisdom. So, if we have a steady wisdom, then the seeker, Arjuna, is confused. Now, see that we get confused, and then what is our instant reaction? Instant reaction is that what the heck? I don't understand. Sometimes he talks of knowledge, sometimes he talks of action. What should I do? I do not understand. This guy is confused. Now, what the seeker is saying, the seeker is saying that I'm confused. You clarify, please. Which is greater, karma, action, or knowledge? So he has the doubt. Who has the doubt? Who is not a perfect seeker? Why? That is what is all about the third chapter. Action. Action. How to perform that action. I am speaking, that is also action. I'm thinking, this is also action. I talk to someone, I do some work, an activity, that is also an action. So that confusion is removed by the master, then how to live my life day to day. So I'll pick up one of the very secret principles. Not many authors have clarified that, especially, yeah, but many other masters. If you go to traditional masters, they know what they teach and how they teach and how to get that knowledge. So I'll pick up those small. First thing is that intellect means the knowledge part. And we have already understood if the intellect is sitting in the real self, at least 50% of your problems are gone. Now, now comes, should I not live in the day to day world? Should I not talk to my honey? Should not I take him or her to vacation? What should I do? How I work with those people in the world? So now he dwells deeply into the karma. Karma. So that is the basic confusion he is removing. So you should understand this. So when you ask a teacher of the Eastern wisdom that I am confused or you are confused, that makes it difference because teacher in the Eastern wisdom strictly adheres to the principles. What is passed on, they represent the Eastern wisdom, so they need not to worry, even if you tell them that you are confused. So, can I redirect my mind to myself and say that, what is, my mind is confused? Can I get more clarification? The start the journey. Now, once we understand that there is a confusion in my mind, so how to remove? So I, for the sake of understanding only, for you guys and girls, first milestone. Understand the entire journey of yoga in Gita. The first milestone is satsang. Satsang means teacher is teaching you. You learn and listen, learn and listen, learn and listen. Listening, learning is the first milestone. So, in the first session, we become curious. The mind says, okay, what the heck he is talking. Second session, the mind then becomes little more clear and it says, yes, it is making a sense. Again, you continue learning. And once you say, yes, now it is clear. Yes, I can see the real self. It makes sense to me. So once your mind makes a sense to you, then comes the second milestone. You have to prepare the mind. Prepare the mind. So, what is that preparation? A systematic learning to know the wrong notions, wrong lifestyle before the knowledge of the real self is gained. Pay attention. Understand how we introduce the karma, how this master introduces the karma. What I said, second milestone, preparing the mind. Preparing the mind. What is this preparation of the mind? Purification of the mind. One. Second, focus of the mind. Two. Third, create cultivating an attitude of commitment. Three. How? Answer is karma yoga. That is what is about third chapter. So karma is used as an instrument to purify the mind. You see, it at present it does not make a sense. But as we study the principles, it will definitely make a sense to us. Oh, then karma is life, action is life, life is action. So I can constantly purify my mind. What a great deal. I'm talking to you, I'll purify my mind. I'm teaching, I'll purify my mind. I'm eating the food, I'll purify. Oh, think of this. Imagine, visualize. Second milestone, preparing the mind. So, preparation of the mind includes the purification, the focus, and but now the master says, go little bit little. Karma demands support of the knowledge. If the karma is not done without right knowledge, it will cause problem in my life. So what we do now, see the combination. There is no confusion. Knowledge inside, intellect is sitting in steady, wisdom inside, and I am doing action outside. Wisdom inside, action outside. Wisdom inside, knowledge inside, action inside. So it means knowledge inside remains intact, and I'm living my personal, professional, social, family life. And look at the field of the personal, professional, social, and family lives are such a great field to purify the mind. I can do it all the time. When we are doing karma yoga supported by the knowledge, you know what will happen? The moment you sit in meditation, your mind will say, continue to sit. I say that only 1 hour meditation, and your mind will say, no, I can sit for 3 hours. No worries. I'm ready. Look at it. Look at the beauty. So that is how the chapter 2 combines and merges with the chapter 3. The path of the knowledge merges with the 3. What is the third milestone? So once second milestone makes me a seeker. Gradually you are doing it, and it clicks in your mind. Why should my mind should wander? I have done all the karma. The third milestone comes, the real journey begins when now you know how to listen and learn with attention from the teacher. Why? To remove the ignorance. Why? To bring an end to the suffering. Why? To awaken to the real nature. So, three milestones. I know people attend a group session, one session, and then say it doesn't make a sense to me. But I don't follow the process. So I don't follow the process, it will not happen. So now we are clear karma yoga and the jnana yoga. Jnana yoga is the path of the knowledge. Clear. So now with that reference, we will go to another understanding. Eastern wisdom teaches that the entire existence has two dimensions, or I can say two aspects of the world, or there are only two things in the world. Two things in the world. One is matter, other is consciousness. What is matter? Entire galaxy, solar system, what you study in astronomy, physics, chemistry, including biology. They also, huh? Your house, your car, we were talking about your trees, etc. It is all matter. Understand in a different way. Whatever is changing is matter, material universe. It has cause and effect. The law of cause and effect applies here. That is what the material universe is. It doesn't apply to consciousness. Is the consciousness changing? Just see that. So now that consciousness here, the weird guy is one individual consciousness, individual entity. It has two factors. One factor is changing, other is non-changing. Consciousness, that is our real self, unchanging, absolute, permanent happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. And the second, huh? Second factor, changing. What is changing? Body, mind, breath, intellect, ego, thoughts, etc., 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 etc. Got it? We're going slowly so that it helps you to become clear. So one thing is clear, two things only. Only two things. Matter, constantly changing, real self or the supreme consciousness at the center, unchanging, self existent, self evident, self luminous. Whatever is changing, it has cause and effect relationship. Real self is, when I say unchanging, means what? It lives in the state of inaction. Inaction. There is no action at all. So, where the action takes place, where the karma takes place, material universe. But I'm not matter. So, when I am not matter, then what? It means my intellect is settled in the real self. I am in inaction. I don't do anything. And whatever is being done, it is done by the matter. I don't own it. I don't possess it. So I am free from the karma. That is the beauty of the karma yoga. I'm speaking and still I am not. Are you sure? No. Yes. So let us see how it is yes. Am I speaking to you? Yes. Okay. So who is speaking in me? The lips, tongue? Am I lips and the tongue and the throat?
No, the wisdom teachings.
I am not the body. How can I teach you? I am not the tongue. How can I teach you? It is a part of the matter. That I'm the real self, sitting constantly there in action. Now, see what happens to your five, what we studied just now, the five causes of suffering. No avidya, no ego, no raga, no dvesha, no abhinivesha. This is the secret of karma yoga. You are teaching, you may say, you may claim, but internally there is no speaker, there is no teacher inside. I get another simile to make you understand. There are two things, again the same matter in the consciousness. You can say real self or not self, or you can also say personality and existence. That very existence is the real self by which I exist. When someone died and we go for to attend the service, we say how he has left. No, his body is already there. Who has left? Existence from the body. And what is personality? Modern psychology says it comes from the word persona, the mask. What is mask? Body, breath, mind, intellect, thoughts, feeling, emotions, and entire garbage is personality. Now ask yourself, are you a personality or existence? Existence is real self consciousness. So, what the master is saying, if I'm constantly sitting in the real self, I am the real self that is unchanging, that cannot act. So I live into that awareness while I ask, play your role. So who plays the role? The body, the mind, the breath, and the intellect. Go a little deeper. I just said you, am I teaching? Let me check again. My lips are moving, tongue is there, throat, larynx, they are making some noise which we say sentence in the words. So am I my lips? No. Am I my tongue? No. Am I my throat? No. Am I my body? No. How can you say that I'm teaching you? Am I sure that I'm not the body? That includes my five sense organs and five motor organs. Then how the hell I can teach you? Can I live into that state of inaction inside, action outside? Beauty of the journey of Karma Yoga. Do everything like this as if you are playing a role. Yes, yes.
Is it based off of past impressions?
It is?
Like the knowledge, the teachings?
I did not understand your question.
So the teaching, so if we're not the body, the mind, the breath, which I'm totally on board with. So is the words or the teachings coming out, is that based off past impressions?
Wonderful, beautiful question. And the simple answer is the real self is of the nature of the knowledge. Who is the ultimate teacher we studied in the first teacher? In the first sutra, first chapter? The real self is the ultimate teacher. So, what happens first? You have learned, you have become a seeker, you did your practices, you reached to that state. Now, the real self expresses that knowledge through this matter which you say mind, body, intellect. So it mixes. That is what the personal experience is. That helps you to know the root of that knowledge all the time. That makes the difference. You teach academically or you teach with your realization. That is why my master said, I will teach you, my son, what is not written in the text. So that is indicative of this. So the time comes, you become so easy. Oh, okay, you heard the principle, and now maybe I am making a wrong statement, but to make you understand, even the wrong statement sometimes works. You ask your mind, go to the real self, sit there, and come out. So you know the principle, and now the thing comes out. So now see that how much sense of I-ness contributes in my action. That is the next question. Ask yourself. How much, where is this I that claims I am doing an action? I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the ego. What is my contribution in performing an action? Almost no contribution. But I say, hey, you have to learn from me. I am your teacher. Where is the teacher? Show me. Do you see that? You know what happens to your mind? It becomes so soft and gentle, it becomes so caring. The real self pours down the compassion, love, truth, wisdom, and the knowledge. You continue to live in the state of inaction, and outside you are the most active person. That's why I told you I sleep for only 3 hours. Rest of the time goes into the study, contemplation, giving these lessons. You have already understood about three gunas. You have an understanding of the three gunas. All the actions are performed by these three gunas. You are not responsible for it. So you told someone that you are crazy, he gets hurt, and then you said sorry. It is done by the three gunas. Ask forgiveness, change your attitude. Second time, you should not repeat it. It happens by impulse, by past impression, etc., etc. See that? What a great principle in our life. So now you cannot say that you love someone. Why? Because you are love. You don't teach someone because you are the knowledge. You don't seek happiness from outside because you are happiness. And now you are living in the world. Let the body continue. One day the body will drop like any cloth and you say goodbye. Finished. Huh? What I was talking, my friend Lara, that so what will happen? So you live. Now you know that you are not teaching because the real self is of the nature of knowledge. You are not happy. You are not seeking happiness outside because you know the real self is the nature of happiness. Now all your activities just becomes a play and a fun, whether you are eating. But all these activities are caused by three gunas. You don't own the responsibility. Law of karma does not bind you. You are in action. People say you are a man of action. We see that you are working for 15 hours. They let them say, but internally you know you are not doing any karma. You are just enjoying living into that real self. Are you getting it? That is the beauty. That is the beauty. Now let us understand our what is the approach of a seeker who succeeds. It is explained in the seventh verse of the Gita. What is the seventh verse of the Gita after laying the Yahtu indriyani manasa niyamya arambhate arjuna karma indriya karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. What it says, he who controlling the senses by the mind, O Arjuna, O seeker, without attachment engages with the organs of action in yoga of action, he excels. So that seeker will excel. Excel means you are getting rid of those problems, sorrow, and the suffering. You are not engaging these sense organs and the motor organs that I am the doer. Why I want to be the doer? Tell me. Because I want to be the enjoyer. I do any action to enjoy, to achieve enjoyment, to achieve joy. Why you are listening to me? Because somewhere in your head, it is the idea that yes, I want to be happy. Whether listening, learning, earning, any damn thing, any activity. So that doer and the enjoyer idea do not haunt your mind. Why? You have a steady wisdom, you are settled. The intellect is 100% clear that all the actions and the changes are done by the Prakriti and the three gunas. What to do that? I have to remain unattached. That is what we studied in the Yoga Sutra. Every teacher teaches the same thing. Because then I am attached, it means I am the body. I am the body, then I am the doer. Then I am the enjoyer. I am caught with these false notion that I do something, that I had $127 billion. I read somewhere the worth of Bill Gates. So you see that? Without attachment, I am working every day. You are a man of action. You are a person of action. So it's all about, yes, all about you are doer outside. It appears you are a doer outside, but inside you are not a doer. You are not a doer. So uh, I want you to understand this principle deeply before we go. So there was a Rumi of India. Do you know? Remember the name? I told you a couple of times. This is his poem. Understand the essence of this verse before we go deeper. Jhini jhini bini re chadariya. झीनी झीनी बीनी रे चदरिया काहे का ताना काहे की भरनी कौन तार से बीनी चदरिया. Understand the symbolism, subtle. He was a weaver. Now, what happened to this Kabir? Uh, in those days there was no process of abortion. So, a pious family, there was a boy and girl, and the girl conceived, and she gave a birth to a baby, and that baby was put it into the bamboo basket in the Ganges river. It started flowing, reached to a weaver family. They did not have a child and they accepted it. So that child became a weaver and the great Rumi. So he used his weaving expertise in writing these poetries. So that now understood, subtle, subtle, subtle is the weave of that cloth. What is the warp? What is the weft? The way the
Didn't
cloth
understand.
is made from a very small and thin thread. Similarly, this nature created this body with billions of the cells, living cells. With what thread did he weave that cloth? So he is asking. Question: with what thread did he weave that cloth? Cloth here, the body. So now what he says, Ida Pingala Tana Bharni. So he created this body. You know, you all are yoga experts. He created that body with the Ida Pingala Nari. Look at it. Do you remember Ida and Pingala Nari? Out of 72,864 nerve energy pathways, there are three main pathways: Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. So first he questions in the poetry how the cloth is weaved, this body is weaved. So he directly hits the main thing. It is weaved by Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. With the thread at the center, he wove that cloth. Center is Sushumna Nari. That gave me the life. So Kabir believes and Kavi realized that there are not 7 chakras, there are 8 chakras. आठ कमन दल चरखा डोले पांच तत्व गुण भीनी चदरिया. So now he's explaining what kind of a cloth this. It has 8 chakras, 8 kamal dal charkha dole, 8 lotus is constantly moving in this body. It is made up of 5 elements. It is composed of 3 gunas. This is what the cloth is, and this cloth is the body. I love Kabir. Spinning wheel, where 8 lotuses, 5 elements, 3 qualities. He wove that cloth. It took 10 months to finish the stitching. So he extended that 1 month. First, what happens? Now, see that, yes, there is another Upanishad which explains the first birth. My first birth took place when my dad body had the semen. So that includes, instead of 10 months, you have 1 month. So that is why he explains. So that is, he also teaches from the same Eastern wisdom. Now he says what he says, Sai ko siyat mas das lage. For existence to stitch this cloth of the body, it takes 10 months. The message now is clear, and we make this body dirty. How? How? By causes of suffering. With those false notions. What a beautiful message. That I live in false notion, I live in ignorance, I live in ego, I live in attachment and detachment, and sitting constantly in the body. So the message is clear that existence gave this body. I should care. I should leave this body as it is given to me whenever existence demands. So, freedom from the fear of death. दास कबीर जतन करी ओढ़ी ज्यों की त्यों धर दीनी चदरिया. So now he is saying that I am proud. Why I am proud? Kabir wrapped it with such a care that it stayed just as it is. It was at the start, at the time of the birth, existence. You gave this body to me, and I am leaving this body as it is. I have nothing to do with it. I borrowed a pen from you, and here is your pen. Existence, you keep it. That is your choice. I did not have any choice for this body. So why should I exercise any choice over this body? You want to take it, take it. You want to take it, take it. So chadar sur nar muni odhi ke mali kini chadariya. So he's making a fun even of those people who wear the orange colored clothes. Oh, you have become monk? You claim that you are a monk by wearing the cloth, orange colored cloth over the body? That is the highest teaching. What the hell you are doing? It belongs to the existence. Keep the cloth as it is. Wash it, it means put it into the washer. Then put it into the dryer. Then wrap it. Every day you keep this body as a cloth. Wash it, clean it, work on it, work with it, and then keep it every day as it is. What happens? You are free from the truth. Fear of the law of karma. You are transcending the law of karma. Now the law of karma doesn't affect you. What a beauty. This is what the karma yoga is. So karma yoga is always done with knowledge. Now look at another verse. What is my work daily? What should I do daily? That is the answer coming into the verse number 8. Niyatam kuru karma. Tvam karma jaya. Hiya karmana. Now look at the beauty. So the master is removing the confusion. What is my duty now? I'm playing a role of a teacher. So let me perform a role of a teacher. I should not waste even a single minute. I should give 5 minutes more. I should not keep looking at the watch. What is my role? What is my duty when I see my honey? Role of a husband. Not a role of an attached crazy guy. What is the role when I'm driving a car? It has a deeper understanding, so I'm taking you to that deeper understanding. So, can I say that now I play my role every day? So, now the master is saying everywhere, whether it is Shankara, Ramakrishna Paramhans, Vivekanand, Patanjali, they explain differently, but they explain the same principle. They say duty, responsibility, pertaining to action, pertaining to work, pertaining to understanding that life is action, action is life. I have to perform action. So, what action I should perform? So, they categorized. They have first two categories is known as nitya karma, naimitya karma. They are obligatory duties. I must do it every day. There is a word must. I must do it every day. If I don't do it, I will be punished. What is that punishment? Unfavorable conditions in my life. I accumulate. That is what many religions say. I accumulate sin. So whether you say sin, unfavorable condition, and pain and suffering. See that, I come, I've been teaching you for a couple of weeks, and now we are coming to an end. The moment I come and I say, no, I have lot of problem, but I have a headache, but still I will teach you, and I keep my big face with you. What is my role? Should I recognize What is my role when I meet you? What is my role with the honey? What is my role and responsibility towards this body? A minimum care, hygiene must be maintained. What is my role towards my car? I was just explaining you. I was explaining what is my role. What is the harm in paying $9 or $10 a month to keep my car clean? I don't have time. I met last week that person, just last week. I know your car is clean, but I'm a busy person. I'm not telling you the gender. So it's a matter of 5 minutes. But when it comes to putting, this, we have 15, 20 cosmetics there. You spend an hour. Anyhow, that's different. So understand that. That is the way of life. I have to play my role to the body, to the mind, to the intellect, to friends, huh? to the moment I go out and act, means the moment I wake up, I'm in the mode of action. Let me play my role. Finished. Just play your role and be happy. But when the intellect is settled in the wisdom, then only it is possible. Duty and the responsibility, understand that is clear. Put it into your head and start doing the same thing from today, and you will see. So, what happens? Now, see, understand that. I I'm a dutiful or responsible driver on the road. What it means. So if I drive correctly, if I drive in a speed limit, I need not to worry and scared of the cop. But so I don't get any reward. That is why people do not understand this. I don't get any reward if I play my role. Now I've been teaching you, so you will not say, okay, let me pay him 10 times more because he has been so dutiful. Already, we already crunch up money, so we are paying you, be happy with it. You see that? Now see that if I don't follow the rule, I will be punished. If I don't follow the rule of the road, cop will catch me, fine. I drive rash, I misuse my car. Just example, the same thing applies everywhere. This is what it means by duty and responsibility. So if you are not performing your duty and the responsibilities correctly with the right knowledge inside, you are bound to be punished. And that punishment is known as sin. Patanjali says your pain and pleasure, anxiety, duality, conflict, likes, dislikes, and you are totally involved into it. Now you are under the law of karma. You are bound to suffer. Because of doing the duty and responsibility, you transcend, you cross the law of karma.
Will it show up in different ways? Will it show up in different ways? So let's say, like if I don't, if I drive too fast and I never stop at red lights, okay, and I never get caught. But
same here. We both are on the same boat.
Yes. Okay, but will it show up like somewhere else? Like, and I'll have a health issue. I'll lose friends. Like, is that sort of the duality piece?
No, this world is constantly changing. We will meet friends, but I don't make them enemy. If they become, thank you God, I will find others. World is great. Let they come, let they go. I met more than 100,000 people in the last 40 years. And I could see that maybe 500 to 1,000 people are still in contact to keep memories of everyone. And majority of the time I forget the name of the people. One just texted me from India that I met you somewhere. But what is your name? No, you have to find the name. And I said, why should I worry about finding the name? Thank you very much. You taught me something and that changed my life. Thank you very much. Do you remember me? I said, yes. So what is my name? I said, I forget it. But I have a common name. That's what I always say, my friend. I don't remember the name. So my friend is a common name to everyone. So we should. Now there is a catch here. How that duty and the responsibilities are done outside that we have learned, but how that comes out from inside your head. Your intellect must be clear. What are the two elements? It must be clear. You don't have an ego that you are the doer. Don't keep that ego. How to approach that? You think, let me evolve and help everyone to evolve. That's my altar. That's my highest vision in my life. Let me evolve and help everyone to evolve. So it means we do not perform we do not perform our action with the ego and not with the desire for seeking fruits of an action. How to think about it in the intellect? Do you pay electricity bill and the water bill and the garbage bill? Look at the sun gives the light. Sun does not send any bill to our home. Water, earth, earth never sends the bill to us that you have been crazy. You sometime you put your feet so heavily, I get hurt. So whatever masters have said, earth is our mother. When you wake up in the morning, please put your feet gently with an attitude of gratefulness. Oh, Mother Earth, you have given me an opportunity to live today also. I am sorry, I am keeping my feet on your chest because you provide me the very foundation. That is why we say Earth is also a goddess. In that sense, people misunderstand that. Sun God, Sun, you are giving me the light. Or simply in the modern language, you say, you don't send me the bill. Water does not send you the bill. It is the township that sends you the bill. They claim that it is their water. They claim it is their water. But that is what about the social structure is. So now see that you understand the township also has their duty and responsibility to provide the water through the pipe. It is their duty, and it is my duty to respect. So you see that you drop that sense of ego. You drop that sense of desiring the fruits of every action that I must get. Huh? We have also a saying, look at the mango tree. Huh? When the mango is ripe, the mango falls down to home for us. That tree is looking at you. So look at this. So we expand our awareness. We see the existence with a different perception that drops our desire of seeking the fruit. So Master says how you can live, huh? Not being the doer and the enjoyer inside, and still you are the most active doer, the doer of in the world. I have seen my master, they have been hyperactive, but in peace and happiness. That is the main difference. Why? Duty and responsibility. Never give up. So it is known as Nitya Karma. Nitya Karma related to your personal life. And when you say Nimitya Karma, it pertains to your near dear ones, your relations. I have also a duty towards a friend whose marriage uh, is fixed on such a date. And if I claim that he or she is my friend, I must attend it. They are occasional duties. Social responsibility that must be done in one way or the other. No. During COVID, we can just communicate, talk, and say whether we send a gift or not, that is quite secondary. But I must perform. So now two things are there: demand and the duty. I demand something. Sun is not demanding, water is not demanding, five elements are not demanding, but the moment I demand, I enter into the network of five suffering. Look at the subtler level. I love you, honey. Do you love me? No, I hate you, so I get hurt. Now, but what is my role towards the honey? Let me play my role. What is my duty and responsibility? That is all. Now, if he or she hates me, let them do. I'm talking of ultimate. You are fulfilling your duty and responsibility. What will happen if the honey is living in constant ignorance? He or she increases his ignorance. What will happen? That guy or girl will leave you naturally. You are still happy. Nothing happens to you. That is the best option. So when couple comes for relationship, I guide them. Lara, send me to one couple. They are very happy now. So you see, demand is desire, causes sorrow, drop fruit of action. Mind will change itself from demand to duty if you follow these principles. Do my best, forget it. Do my best and forget it. If we do not do like this, then what will happen? We have understood. So that comes in the ninth verse. If I don't do, I do it like a sacrifice. The word sacrifice is here. Exchange. Exchange. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Sun God. Thank you, Water God. Thank you, gratefulness. No, come on. I want a result. So Nitya and the Naimitya karma, I transcend the law of karma, and then there is another karma. It is known as Kamya karma. Lara, you have attended this session. I took 40 steps. Second step is all about Nitya and the Naimitya karma. Kamya karma means the action done with an intent for the desire and becoming the doer and the enjoyer. That will crush us all the time. I identify myself with the body. I become so selfish. That self-centered. I am working from the personality. For all practical purposes in my life, I am personality. I am matter. I am not existence. I'm not consciousness. If I'm not consciousness, I am gone. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. It does not take how much money you have, how big the mansion you have, what luxury car you own, you are going to suffer. Now, see the main point. I am performing an action. The reward will always come. Whatever action I do, there is always a result for that. But mentally, I don't own that. So mentally, I don't own that. I don't create any attachment. I don't create any ego. You see, result will definitely come. You guys and girls are so kind. If I'm teaching, ultimately something will definitely come in return. I'm not thinking of more or less. And once Lara told me, I said, done, finished. Why should I demand? So result will definitely come, but I don't own it. So I am happy. I am not the doer, so that's why I'm happy. Otherwise, what happens? Oh, you're giving me, my expectation is 100%, you are giving me 50%. Okay, then I will teach you only 50%. That is what the life coaches are doing. So you see that. So result of the karma will always come to us when we perform any action. Performer alone must get the result. Every time when we get the result, I need to exhaust all the fruits of an action. Think, no, just make it, let me make it clear. I'm guiding you. So ultimately, I get some result. So that fruit or that result will further create impressions in me. How? Oh, let me take another group session. It's natural. It comes to me. So, but when I'm not the doer and the enjoyer, this will not be accumulated. The impressions will not be created. Then you are free. Then you remain free. That is the secret. And the second part is also more important. Now I am performing the karma like this. So this is creating an impression. What impression? Good impression, positive impression. So these positive impressions will continue to be accumulated, will make my future life happy. I cannot do anything what happened in the past in terms of my pain and pleasure, but my future life will be happy. See that? See the different results. Different results. The more and more you are doing like this, not with a selfishness, but with an expanded mind, no doer, no enjoyer, no seeking fruit, but commitment is there, duty is there, responsibility is there. So it is creating good impression. So it is good for the future. It is also good if I had some negative impressions accumulated from the past. It is going to help me also. See the way Krishna, he is the craziest master, the way he explains these things. So the last point is important. So I gave you an idea of sacrifice. Sacrifice, yajna, we say yajna. So if the water is not expecting anything from us, if the air is not expecting anything from us, if the sun is not expecting anything from us, if the earth is not expecting anything from us, and they exist for millions of years, do I want to exist for millions of years? Let me, I will be grateful to my existence. Buddha said, I will continue to take birth until every person brings an end to the suffering. So when he takes a rebirth, he takes a rebirth. From the birth, he is happy. He is devoid of all the suffering. Can I want to live into that? Yes. That is another secret. You are not attached to the law of karma. Birth and death is there, but every birth is total. Your karma becomes noble. any action that will not bind you. Natural grace, compassion, love will enter into us. Otherwise, we are already living in craziness, obsession, sorrow, suffering, doing the same thing again and again. Okay, choice is ours. That is what I gave you an example. The monk said, you are a greater renouncer than me because you have left the diamond that is real self and you are happy with the stuff, being a doer and the enjoyer. Master is saying, don't refrain from action. As long as you live, first thing to understand, never retire. Your dictionary should not have this word retirement. What you do after retirement? Same pleasure? Your body is not capable of that, so you get more frustration. This is the kind of life you want to live? Live then. When you are young, you can enjoy everything. Now you are retired, so I will have the same kind of pleasure that you cannot do. You see, from the physical, even from the tracking, oh no, I will go on a vacation, I will track. My knees are complaining me. How can I enjoy life here and now? You see the beauty of this karma yoga? Let me enjoy my life here and now. And the son was saying, money is everything if you have cash. I said, very good. Thank you very much. I don't have anything. That's why I'm more happy than you. More. Enjoy that. Let them do. The world will be like this. Some people will do this, some people will not do this. So, another part, that prohibited karma must not be done. Kamya means desire. The action which has an intent of desire should not be done, otherwise it will accumulate impressions, and you are then enter into the prison of law of karma. Prohibited karma should also not be done. Nishiddha karma, it is known as prohibited. Don't cross the line in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. No, all political parties are crazy. I'm not going to wait. Then don't live in our country. Go to China. It is my duty and responsibility. No, I meet a lot of people. I said, then go back to China. Oh, why don't you go to North Korea? Live there. You see, yoga teaches you, it embraces the entire life. Prohibited karma. You are opposing your duty and responsibility. You are bound to suffer. Now think of the collective consciousness. That is why we are suffering in democracy also. Do you see that? I also think the way I will not vote. You think in the way that I do not vote. I create a negative impression. It becomes a collective consciousness. And that collective consciousness impacts the entire country. Do you see that? No, I should not deny my duty. What is prohibited karma? Again, I remember Bill Gates. From loveless life to loveful life. One example. Then you can add. I should not envy what my neighbors have. Prohibited karma. I should not. I should not be jealous if other is more beautiful than or handsome than me or a great speaker than me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So by this, what happens? By karma yoga, awakening takes place. This is what the master is saying. By karma yoga, awakening takes place because knowledge is supported inside. I covered, I think, 9 or 10 sutras, 9, 10 verses. This is the beauty. This is what Master says and teaches. Tell me if you have any question. Even while listening, don't you feel so happy inside? And when you realize, when you implement this in your day to day life, you make an effort. How? Kriya Yoga. Think of this. You know, I told one day that thought came to my mind. I said, Master, enjoy so much listening to you. He said, when you implement that in your life is full of peace and happiness. Think of it. Contemplate and reflect. And when you start living that life, even one day, 1 hour, I can tell you 1 hour of that peace, calmness, and happiness is equivalent to pleasures that we tried to gain for about a year. It will not even compare. Totally settled, calm, easygoing. What happened? Accident happened. Okay. That's a part of my past impression. Now, I did not create any my accident intentionally, but now it is happening.